Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube channel. Hope all is well. Early at the ballpark is Philip Reynolds. Check out that fun channel. How you doing, Philip? As he's doing some Glory Days boxing on Fridays. I got to catch up on that. So much great YouTubing in our community. So please check them all out. And he has Red, White, and Blue Racing tonight. That's a fun game. He plays that. Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming also. And our good friend Rob Explanation Point. All fun channels. Jack Dawson's back for the doubleheader. Another fun channel. Again, wonderful people in our community. Alrighty, here's our doubleheader, 1977 retro replay. And we have the New York Metropolitans at 64 and 59. They're the surprise of Major League Baseball. We have matched their actual total of 64 wins. One more win puts us over the top. My God, if we don't win another game for the rest of the year, I will be ill. Taking on another surprise team, the Houston Astros, who are mathematically tied for the lead in the West here in 1977. And if they win, we'll go a half game in front of the Dodgers. This will be a mighty task for the Metropolitans as they will be taking on J.R. Richard, who is 20-1. J.R. Richard is 20-1. And facing off with Richard will be John Matlack, who has struggled in our replay. He is 5-8. So let's get to the starting lineups here at Shea and play some more baseball action PC style. For the visiting Houston Astros, it will be Poole leading off in center field. Cabell's at third. Batting second, Cruz is in right. He'll bat third. Bob Watson, the Bull, is at first base. He's the cleanup hitter. Ferguson will do the catching. He'll bat fifth. Howe is at second and will bat sixth. Batting seventh in left field is Howard. At shortstop is Spearing. He'll be batting eighth. And, of course, J.R. Richard is up on the bump and will bat ninth. For the New York Metropolitans, trying to get their 65th win in our replay, which will top their 64 in reality. And we would do it on August 22nd of 77 in our replay. It is Lenny Randall leading things off at third. Bruce Beauclair will bat second in right field. In left field, Eddie Kranepool, and he'll bat third. Johnny Milner's the cleanup hitter. He's at first base. Switch hitting Lee Mazzilli is in center, batting fifth. Ronnie Hodges gets the call to do the catching. He'll bat sixth. Bud Harrelson will bat seventh and play short. Doug Flynn will play second base. Felix Millan is lost to us with an injury for the year, and Flynn will bat eighth. John Matlack is up on the bump for the Metropolitans and will bat ninth, and Jerry Mathers as the Beaver. So here's Terry Poole, 7 bunter, and 380 average, no homers, 8 ribbies. Hodges, 4 defensive range, 8 arm. Randall's a 5 at third. Harrelson is a 4 at short. Flynn is a 6 at second. Milner is a 4 at first. Kranepool, 4 defensive range, 3 arm. Mazzilli is a 6 and a 6 range and arm. And Beauclair is a 3 range, 4 arm. They need a big outing here from the lefty, John Matlack. Corners move in to protect against the bunt. So Randall's in at third. Milner's in at first. Here's the pitch from Matlack to Terry Poole. Ball game on its way, and he strikes him out on the 0-2. Strike 3 called. Fastball paints the outside corner. That'll bring up Enos Cabell, 265, 14 homers, 57 ribbies. Mark Forsberg's at the ballpark. That is Shea Stadium. Cabell, another good bunter. He's an 8 bunter. Again, ratings go 0 through 10. So Randall's in at third once again, and Milner's in at first. Matlack rocks and deals to Enos Cabell. Fly ball to right. Beauclair on the move. Beauclair in the corner. Beauclair looking up, and it's bye-bye birdie. Enos Cabell, crush shot to right. 1-0 Houston. They want to take first place over in the National League West. That was a bippity-boppity boom to the moon. And here's the replay of the Cabell blast. Boom goes the ball, and Enos Cabell will touch them all, to the chagrin of Mets fans here at Shea. As Cabell rounds the bases on the replay. So 1-0, 1 out. And that will bring up Jose Cruz, the right fielder, batting .289, 9 homers, 60 ribbies. Another good bunter, left-handed batter. Again, corners play in. Matlack has to regroup here. Hodges sets the target, the pitch to Cruz. Cruz chases, and he lines it down the right field line. He expanded the zone. 2-2 count to Cruz now. Infield back to normal. The windup and the pitch. Cruz, fly ball, deep center field. Mazzilli on the run, and he makes the catch. Great job by Mazzilli in center. 2 down. And that brings up the bull, Bob Watson, 307, 24 homers, 98 ribbies. On deck is Ferguson. They're going to go with a pitch around to Watson. Will he expand the zone? Grounder down to Randall. He has to make a strong throw to Milner. He does, and the side is retired. So Watson, over anxious at the plate, beats the ball into the ground to the third baseman, Randall. But Houston scores 1 on the Cabell solo shot. We go to the bottom of the first, 1-0 Astros. Due up for the Mets, Randall, Beauclair, and Cranepool. Lenny Randall batting .368, 2 homers, 20 ribbies. J.R. Richard on the mound, 20 wins, 1 loss in the replay, 1.65. In actuality, 18-12, .297. Behind the plate is Ferguson, 7 defensive range, 8 arm. Cabell's a 6 at third. Behring is a 3 at short. Howe is a 5 at second. And Watson is a 7 at first. In left field, Howard is a 3 range with a god-awful arm of a 1. Poole is a 3 and a 3. He's no better in center. And Cruz, excellent, very good in right. A 7 range with an 8 arm. Randall will attempt to drop the drag bunt base hit. It's a good one. Ferguson, he lets it go foul. It just rolls foul as Randall, if you've watched our Metropolitan baseball replay, we play a lot of Go Mets baseball. At the ballpark is Space Ghost, coast to coast. How you doing, buddy? 0-2 count to Randall. Switch hitter batting lefty. Richard rocks and fires. Swing and a miss. Fastball. 1 down. So J.R. Richard, who has struck out 170, in the replay while walking 70. And it brings up Bruce Beauclair, 6-game hitting streak, 382, 6 homers, 37 ribbies. You got to be ready to grip and rip with Richard on the mound. Cranepool on deck. The pitch to Beauclair. And Beauclair walks. He battles J.R. Richard to a walk. Tying run at first for Eddie Cranepool. Cranepool, 322, 12 homers, 77 ribbies. They'll play hit and run. There goes Beauclair. Cranepool, ground ball, foul, right side. 2 balls, 1 strike, hit and run on again. Cranepool, swing and a miss. Beauclair is out! Oh, man! Spearing applies the tag on the throw from Ferguson. And Beauclair is balking at that call. He thought he was safe, but the man in blue rings him up with the right arm. Go Mets baseball failed us there. 2 outs, no one on, 2-2 count. Cranepool looking to drive a fastball out of the Shea. Richard deals to Cranepool. And he walks. So J.R. Richard having a little trouble finding the plate. And now bring up Johnny Milner, the first baseman, 235, 6 homers, 46 ribbies. Watson holding Cranepool on. Milner awaits the Richard offering. He doesn't have to wait long. The pitch. Fly ball, shallow center. Poole races in, makes the catch. We're through 1. Astros 1, Mets nothing. Top of the second for Houston, Ferguson, Howe, and Howard. As Space Ghost says, and Jerry Mathers as the Beaver. You are correct. Who played Wally? A little Leave It to Beaver trivia. Who played Wally? So here's Joe Ferguson, the catcher, 237, 12 homers, 52 ribbies. Matlock picks up the sign from Hodges, the pitch. Ferguson swings, ground ball back to Matlock. He snares it, throws to Milner, 1 down. And here comes Art Howe, second baseman for the Astros, right-handed batter, 289, 14 homers, 58 ribbies. The lefty Matlack peers in. He rocks and deals to Howe. And he strikes him out. Big swing and a miss on the 0-2 pitch. That was a fastball. He challenged him. That brings up Wilbur Howard, the left fielder for the Houston Astros. 247 in the replay, 2 homers, 12 ribbies. Matlack rubs up the baseball. Now he's back up on the mound. Quickly nods his head, the windup, and the pitch to Howard. Ground ball right side. Flynn ranges to his right, throws to Milner, and the side is retired. We go to the bottom of the second, 1-0. Astros. Oh, it's an error! You gotta be kidding me. As we spoke too soon, a throwing error on Doug Flynn. Thank you, Doug. The errors are gonna haunt us today. Inning should be over. Howard's at second. Here comes Rob Sparing, 217, 1 homer, and 4 ribbies. On deck is Richard. There's the pitch around to Sparing. And fly ball, come on Mazzilli, coming in, hold on to it, and Lee makes the catch, and now the side is retired. Error doesn't hurt, except Doug Flynn's pride. Bottom of the second, 1-0 Astros. Due up for the Mets, movie star handsome Lee Mazzilli, Ronnie Hodges, and Bud Harrelson. Drag bunt attempt for Mazzilli, and he fouls it back. Mazzilli batting .275, 4 homers, 43 ribbies in the replay. He's in the hole, choking up a bit. Switch hitter batting lefty. Richard ready to work. Fires home. And he strikes out Mazzilli, overpowering with a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. That is Richard's second strikeout. And it brings up the catcher, Ronnie Hodges, 261, 3 ribbies, 3 homers, 24 ribbies. Bud Harrelson's on deck. Richard rocks and fires once again. Hodges drives his ball to right. Gone! Ronnie Hodges! Ron Hodges has just tied it up at 1. Ron Hodges does a bippity-boppity boom to the moon, Alice, to the moon. Here's the replay of the Ron Hodges blast. Boom goes the ball, and Ron Hodges touches them all. It is 1-1 here in Shea to a very enthusiastic crowd, as it's 5-cent beer night at Shea. So it's 1-1, and here comes Bud Harrelson, 199, 1 homer, 23 ribbies. Lefties are faring better against J.R. Richard in the replay. Richard in the replay against lefties are batting .208, righties 182. In reality, lefties batted .263 and righties batted .221, so we loaded up with lefties in our lineup. Here's the pitch to Bud Harrelson, choking up on the bat, and he's overpowered. 96 mile per hour, inside corner, and he gets him looking. He couldn't even pull the trigger on that fastball. And that is K number 3 for J.R. Richard. So 2 outs, bases empty for Doug Flynn. He's a punch and Judy hitter. 182, no homers, 28 ribbies. He should go down swinging. Oh, he actually makes contact, pops it up right side. Howe, Watson converging. Howe, Watson calling out Howe, and the first baseman makes the catch. The side is retired, but the Mets catcher Ronnie Hodges ties it up with a bippity-boppity boom to right. We go to the top of the third, 1-1 here at Shea between the Mets and the Astros. Due up for the Astros, Richard. Then the top of the order, Poole and Cabell. Matlack deals quickly to his counterpart, J.R. Richard. Fly ball, right field. Beauclair racing towards the corner, and he bangs into the wall and makes the catch. Richard puts a power charge into that, but a fine play by Bruce Beauclair. 1 down. Here's Terry Poole. He's 0 for 1. Corners move in. He's a 7 bunter. Matlack's got to go with the soft stuff. Lefty-lefty matchup. And that's going to be a base hit to left as Poole just sat back and smacked that ball to left. As he didn't go with the soft stuff. He went with a fastball. Milner holding Poole on. Matlack throws over. Did they get him? No, it was close, though. And here comes Enos Cabell. He's 1 for 1. Had a solo homer in the first. Double play ball they're hoping for here. Again, Matlack peeks to first. Now rocks and deals to Cabell. Ground ball hard to Harrelson. Harrelson to Flynn. The turn to Milner. Bang, bang play as Cabell racing down the first base line. I believe he beat it out. And he did. So there's 2 outs. Flynn couldn't get a lot on that throw, as Poole was bearing down on him. So 2 outs. Cabell's at first, will be off on contact. And here's Jose Cruz, 0 for 1, left-handed batter. Hodges wiggles the fingers, sets the target. Pitch homeward bound to Cruz. And that's a rip shot to right. Beauclair has it. Cabell will go first to third. And with 2 outs, here comes the bull, Bob Watson, with Astros on the corners. Watson trying to give Houston the lead again. As Space Ghost says, Tony Dow, you are correct. Tony Dow played Wally in Leave It to Beaver. Bart Ewing, how you doing? Hope all is well. Nice catch by Beauclair, he says. Watson's 0 for 1. They throw over to first. And Cruz gets back. Matlack looks to third, now to first. Now in at the plate. The windup and the pitch to Watson. Watson pops it up. Left side. Harrelson racing out with his drop in no man's land. Cranepool's not going to get there. Harrelson on the run. And he makes the catch. Bud Harrelson makes the catch. The fans go ecstatic. The Astros squandered 2. We go to the bottom of third. Still knotted at 1 here in Shea. Due up for the Go-Go Metropolitans. Matlack from the top of the order. Lenny Randall and Bruce Beauclair. Matlack batting nothing. He does have a ribby. Matlack is 0 for 37. The pitch to John Matlack. He'll go down swinging. Oh, Matlack makes contact. Smacks it back to Richard, who throws to Watson. 1 down. That's a moral victory for John Matlack. And here's Lenny Randall. He's 0 for 1. Drag bunt attempt for Randall. And he's trying to bunt a 94-mile-per-hour fastball. He's now 0-2. But that's how we play. We like a lot of drag bunting. He's in the hole. Richard looking for his 4th strikeout. The big windup and the pitch from J.R. Richard. And he strikes out Randall. K number 4. Big swing and a miss. 93-mile-per-hour fastball. And Bruce Beauclair's ready to grip and rip with 2 outs. Cranepool on deck. Ferguson sets up the target. Pitch to Beauclair. Beauclair, ground ball. Sparing. Left side to Watson. Bang, bang play. Beauclair might have beat this out. And he did. Base. Oh, they're not going to give him the hit. The throw drags Watson off the bag. But Beauclair, I would have gave him a hit there. But it's an E6 sparing. E6 on the throw. And here comes Eddie Cranepool. Cranepool would like a bippity-boppity boom. Cranepool worked a walk his first time up in the first. Beauclair takes a slight lead. Richard looks to Watson, now in at Ferguson. He rocks and deals to Cranepool. Cranepool, base hit right side. Beauclair hits second and will go to third as Howe makes a dive for the ball but can't get there. So the Mets have something going here. 1-1 ball game, 2 outs, and now it's the Metropolitans who have runners on the corners. The Astros failed with runners on the corners in the top of the third. Here's Johnny Milner, 0 for 1. Mazzilli on deck. Milner awaits the offering from Richard, and here it is. Milner, fly ball, Cruz on the run towards the right field line, and it goes foul. Oh, Milner wants to straighten that out, but he's in the hole now, 0-2. Beauclair at third, Cranepool at first, Milner at the plate. Richard on the mound. He nods his head, arms down to his chest. He rocks and fires. Ground ball to Sparing. Sparing will go the short way to Howe. They force out Cranepool, and the Mets squander the runners on the corners. CP Card and Dice, how the heck are ya? Hope all's well. Another wonderful channel doing Yankee replays Card and Dice, Mets replays Card and Dice. He introduces all kinds of different card and dice games, such as Deep Drive Baseball, and it was because of him I actually bought the 2019 season. He also Inside Pitch, Payoff Pitch, Stratomatic, and much, much more. CP Card and Dice. Great member of our beloved community. Due up for the Astros, Ferguson, Howe, and Howard. Ferguson, the catcher's 0 for 1. Matlack, the lefty, is up on the bump. He deals to Ferguson. Line shot to Flynn, and he makes the catch! What a catch by Dougie Flynn! A step and a dive, and you are out, Mr. Ferguson. Go grab some pine. One down for Art Howe, who's 0 for 1. Matlack feeling it. He works quickly to Howe. And Flynn can't get that one. That's a base hit to right. Howe points to the dugout. Baseball Demos is here. Another great channel. 1977 replay of the White Sox, Strat, Card, and Dice, and much, much more. Baseball Demo say, "Go, go Mets!" Yes, how's Tabby the cat? Milner holding on, How. 1-1 ball game if you're just joining us. Cabell homered in the first, and Ronnie Hodges homered in the bottom of the second. Matlack hoping to deuce a double play ball. Takes a deep breath, arms down to his chest. The windup and the pitch to Howard. Ground ball up the middle. Matlack to Flynn. Quick pivot and turn to Milner. 1-4-3 double play. Just the way you draw it up. The side is retired. That ball was slated for center field. Quick glove by John Matlack. Max Cornelius is at the ballpark. How you doing, my friend? Lots of baseball today. We're streaming all day, all night. Nurse Teresa has to study. And here comes movie star handsome Lee Mazzilli to lead things off, followed by Ronnie Hodges and Bud Harrelson. Mazzilli's 0 for 1. We attempted a drag bunt base hit. That didn't work. We're going to try it again. Here's the pitch. And it's a good one. Come on, Lee. Run. Richard fields his position like a cat. He throws to Howe on the wheel play, and Mazzilli is out. That's where that 8 range comes in for Howard. He really, Richard, fielded his position well. Anybody else, we got a hit there. So Mazzilli's 0 for 2. Here comes the man of the hour, Ron Hodges. He homered to tie things up. Let's see if he can do it again. Bud Harrelson on deck. Richard with 4 Ks, looking for 5. The pitch. Hodges grounded right side. Howe has it. Throws to Watson. 2 down. So a better result there for J.R. Richard. That brings up Bud Harrelson. He's 0 for 1. Flynn on deck. Richard looking to end it here and now. He rocks and deals. Harrelson. Fly ball. Poole coming in. Makes the catch, and the Mets are retired. We go to the top of the 5th in this pitching duel at Shea. John Matlack, J.R. Richard. 1-1. Due up for the Houston Astros. Sparing Richard in the top of the order, Terry Poole. Ronnie Hodges wiggles the finger, sets the target, and here's the pitch for Matlack to Sparing. And he walked him. Come on, John. Really? So Sparing's at first. Here's Richard. He's going to bunt. Though he flew out, he got a good piece of it his last time up. Down the right field line, Beauclair had to make a good catch. I think he's bunting. Corners will play in. We're going to go aggressive. Here's the pitch. There's the bunt. Come on, Matlack, get to it. And his only play is to first. He thought about second, but he throws to Doug Flynn on the wheel play. So J.R. Richard does his J.O.B. with a wonderful sacrifice bunt. And that moves the go-ahead run to second base with 1 out. Remember, the great sports is at the ballpark. Another wonderful channel with card collecting and just tremendous videos and history and knowledge of the game, of all the games of sports. So thank you for stopping by, and hope all is well. Appa Bryan's back. How you doing? Doing his 1941 Appa tournament, Card and Dice. If you've not seen it yet, I suggest start at the beginning. I've been following along. I've missed a game here and there. I try to catch up. So lots of fun stuff. A lot of wonderful content creators in our chat right now. Please check them all out. Subscribe one another. Share. All that great stuff. What a wonderful community we have. So Terry Poole, 1 out. Sparing's at second. Poole's 1 for 2. Left-handed batter. Infield, outfield, straightaway and normal for the Mets. Matlack, moment of truth. Nods his head. Hodges sets the target. The pitch to Poole. Curveball. Right side. He gets through. Crane Poole puts a charge on it. And Sparing is held up. So Sparing not a good runner. And Crane Poole not with the best arm. It would have been a battle of non-Titans, but we didn't get to see it. They hold up sparing, which was probably smart. First and third, 1 out, 1-1 ball game. Here's Enos Cabell. He homered to give the Astros a brief lead, then grounded into a force out. They need to turn 2 here, but Cabell has good speed. Poole's at first. They're going to attempt to pick him off. There's a throw. Oh, they throw over to third. I clicked on the wrong button. Ooh, I'm glad we didn't throw it away. And Sparing gets back. And now they'll try to pick off the runner at first. And Poole gets back. And now Matlack will deal with Cabell. There goes the runner. Fly ball, Crane Poole, foul. Wow, so it was a hit and run. They put the runner in motion to stay out of the double play there. So it's a 2-2 count. Matlack would love a strikeout here. On deck is Cruz. Matlack ready to work. Pitch homeward bound. Fly ball. That's out of Joel Beauclair on the run. Right center field. He makes the catch, but that's going to be deep enough for Sparing to score. And the Astros take the lead. Cabell has driven in both Astros runs. It's 2-1 with 2 outs. Top of the 5th. Poole stands at first. Cruz is at the plate. Another good play by Beauclair and Wright. On deck is the Bull Bob Watson. Matlack rubs up the baseball. Now he's back up on his perch. He nods his head. Hodges sets the target. The pitch to Cruz. Fly ball, left field, Crane Poole going back at the track, makes the catch, and the side is retired. Cruz went the other way with it. But the Astros score 1 on the sac fly by Cabell. It's now 2-1, bottom of the 5th. Due up for the Go-Go Metropolitans. Flynn, Matlack, and Lenny Randall. As Baseball Demo says, he picked up a Sparing. Tough 7-10 split. Oh, the puns from Baseball Demos. We love them. Here's Dougie Flynn. He's 0 for 1. Matlack's on deck. These should be 2 quick outs for J.R. Richard. We can only hope and pray that somehow Flynn can find a hole through the infield. The pitch from Richard. And Flynn puts a charge in it. Cruz makes the running catch in the right field corner. Wow, Flynn put a good charge on it, but it's an out. And here's Johnny Matlack. He's 0 for 1. The pitch to Richard's counterpart. And he strikes out. 96-mile-per-hour fastball, 2-2 count. He couldn't even move the bat off his shoulder as it was the outside corner. And J.R. Richards now struck out 5. So here's Lenny Randall. No more drag bunt attempts. He's 0 for 2. Switch hitter batting lefty. Ferguson goes through the signs. Richard, a bead of sweat, nods his head. Arms down to his chest. The leg kick and the pitch to Randall. Slowly hit ball. Down the line. Watson has it. Flips to Richard. Bang, bang, play at first. Did we beat it out? No! Oh, they just nip Lenny Randall and the side is retired. We go to the top of the 6th. Astros hold on to a 2-1 lead. Due up for Houston. Watson, Ferguson, and Howe to face John Matlack. Matlack, 74 pitches, good for 130. And Bob Watson's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch around. Will Watson chase? And he does. He beats the ball into the ground. Right side. Milner backhands it. Underhand toss to Matlack covering the bag, and that is 1 down. So Matlack gets Watson to expand the zone with the pitch around. And here's Joe Ferguson. Another pitch around. And ground ball. Harrison ranging towards the second base bag. And he fires to Milner. 2 down. So Matlack working the ground balls here. Trying to keep it a 1-run deficit. Looking for the 1-2-3 inning, and Art House stands in the way. Another pitch around. Ground line shot to Lenny Randall. As he reached, he tried to yank it down left field, but Randall was right there. Johnny on the spot. 1-2-3 go the Astros. Matlack pumps his fist as he goes back to the dugout. Due up in the bottom of 6 for the New York Mets. Beauclair, Crane, Poole, and Milner. If anyone gets on, movie star handsome, Lee Mazzilli. Bruce Beauclair is 0 for 1. He has walked and reached on a throwing error by the shortstop, Sparrick. The pitch to Beauclair. Ground ball right side. Outhouse charges it. Throws to Watson. 1 away. To the moans and groans of Mets fans. Here's Eddie Kranepool. He has walked and singled. He needs to go bippity-boppity-boom to tie it up. He's looking for a fastball to tee it high and drive it out of the ballpark. Richard The high leg kick and the pitch. Kranepool, ground ball. Howe on the outfield grass. Throws to Watson. 2 down. J.R. Richard is dealing, folks. Is dealing. Wow, John Andretti passed away. I did not know that. Remember, the Great Sports has just notified us. And here comes Johnny Milner. He's 0 for 2. Let's see what Johnny Milner can do. Mazzilli on deck. Richard looking for a 1-2-3 inning. He rocks and fires to Milner. Milner, fly ball, deep center field, Poole on the run, and he makes the catch! And Johnny Milner just claps his hands. He gave it a ride, but to the deepest part of the ballpark. 1-2-3 go the Metropolitans. We go to the top of the 7th. This is a pitcher's duel. 2-1 Astros between Richard and Matlack. Matlack is back up on the bump. He will face the bottom third of the order from the Astros, Howard, Sparing, and J.R. Richard. Matlack's line score, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 Ks. The pitch to Howard, who's... Oh, they're going to go to Julio Cruz. Look at that hair. Cruz is a pinch hitter, 228, no homers, 21 ribbies. Hodges has a word with Matlack, now back behind the plate. Infield, outfield, straightaway and normal. The pitch to Gonzalez. Ground ball up the middle. Matlack snares it, throws to Milner. 1 down, scoring at home, 1-3. Yep. Also, Vikings Hall of Famer Chris Dolman passed away. I did see that the other day. As we're getting this information from our good friend. Remember the Great Sports. He does wonderful in memories of also. So 1 out, no one on for Rob Sparing. He's 0 for 1. He's flown to shallow center and walked. Matlack better not walk him this time. Hodges pounds that mitt, imploring him to hit the target. The pitch to Sparing. Curveball. Ground ball. Harrelson charges it. Quick release to Milner. Did they get him? Milner with the stretch. I think he's safe. No, he's out. The man in blue. Last second call. He wanted to make sure Milner held the base, and he did. Baseball Demo says Manic Monday, White Sox season game 98 versus the Royals. Barrios versus Splittorf. Check it out. That's at noon on YouTube on Manic Monday. I believe it's noontime. 1977, Bart. The replay's 1977 card and dice. That's what Baseball Demos is doing. White Sox replay. 2 outs. Here's J.R. Richard. Richard's 0 for 1. And he had a sack bunt. Matlack looking to get his counterpart out and have a 1-2-3 inning. He'll go aggressive to Richard. And he pops it up foul territory. Johnny Milner moving towards the stands. Is he going to have room? He's near the dugout. Milner reaches in, and it's foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Matlack going with some off speed here. Fly ball, right field, down the line. Beauclair on the run, and he runs out of room. J.R. Richard will not go quietly in this at-bat. Still a 2-2 count. Matlack takes a deep breath, determined to get his counterpart out. He rocks and deals to Richard. And it's a base hit! J.R. Richard doing it all like Bogey and Bacall. Wow, Richard battles. And gets a single, and that's a killer because now we go to the top of the order. Terry Poole is batting .387. And you just got to get J.R. Richard out in that situation. Joe Torre in the dugout just shaking his head. Richard's at first. Here's the pitch to Poole. 2 for 3. And there's a base hit right center field. Beauclair gets to it. Richard with good speed for a pitcher goes first to third. And a queasy feeling comes over Mets fans here in the top of the 7th with 2 outs. And here's that man, Enos Cabell. He's driven in both runs. He's 1 for 2. He's homered. Had a sac flying, grounded out, forcing Poole. Grounded into a fielder's choice. And that's going to be it for John Matlack. It's a 2-1 game. And we're going to go with Cabell is a righty. We're going to go to our right-handed specialist, Rick Baldwin. Will come in for John Matlack. And Baldwin's one job is to get this 3rd out. Baldwin in reality, righty's only batted 199. Now, he struggled early in the replay, but he has really done a great job against righties in the most recent past. Sports Time Machine is at the ballpark. Check out that wonderful channel, Mr. Utah Mike. He just went over 200 subscribers. Please, if you've not subscribed to him, please do so, as he's doing a lot of payoff pitch 1977 replay for the Yankees. So Baldwin is on the mound. Baldwin's numbers in the replay: 2 wins, 4 losses, 1 save, 3.86 earned run average. In reality, 1 and 2 with a save, 4.45. The pitch to Enos Cabell. Ground ball, right side, Flynn to Milner, and the Rick Baldwin magic continues as Houston strands 2, and the side is retired. And the fans are ecstatic as we go to the 7th inning stretch as they play Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever go back, for it's root for your home team. If they lose, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Taking over in left field for Houston is Art Gardner. He's a 2-range, 2-arm. And I'm just taking a quick look. That's the only change. So a great job by Baldwin. Comes out of the pen to get the righty, Cabell, and he gets him to ground out to Flynn. So bottom of the 7th, 2-1 Astros. Mets looking for their 65th win, which would put us over the top. They only had 64 wins. We've already reached that. And the Astros, another surprise team, they're 74-50. If they win, they will go a half game in front of the Dodgers for first place in the National League West in our 1977 Mets and Red Sox replay. We have a Red Sox game that was up earlier if you'd like to check that out. It was a good game. We won't spoil it. And J.R. Richard is 20-1 with a 1.65 in this replay. Odds are he's winning the Cy Young. Here's Mazzilli. He's 0 for 2. The pitch to Lee Mazzilli. And he walks. Tying run at first. Tying run at first. Lee Mazzilli. He's a good base runner. Ronnie Hodges can't bunt to save his life, but he's a 5 hit and run. Hit and run. There goes Mazzilli. Hodges, ground ball, up the middle. Howe only play to first, and they get Hodges by 2 steps, but that is a good, solid hit and run. Hodges made contact, and Mazzilli is in scoring position. So Mazzilli is in scoring position, and now we have the Punch and Judy, Bud Harrelson, and Doug Flynn. Now we go to our bench. Against righties, well, we can go John Stearns, or we can go Leo Foster. Yeah, we're not going Leo Foster. And Steve Henderson, the worst 300 hitter I have ever had on any sim team in my life. He never gets a big hit. If I bring Henderson in, he'll strike out. You know what? I should bring in Stearns. Let's look at Henderson in the replay. I'll read you it. Because the card pops up, I don't show everything because it's cumbersome to do with my recording system, OBS. So Henderson in the replay against righties, 253, in reality 293. At least against lefties, he's batting 373, though he never gets a big hit usually. So he's 253. Let's look at John Stearns now. John Stearns in the replay off right-handed pitching, 269. So Johnny Stearns will grab a bat and pinch hit for Bud Harrelson, which means we're going to move Flynn to short and bring in either Youngblood or Leo Foster to second. Here comes John Stearns, usually the catcher. He's batting 259 as the crowd's getting revved up with the organist. So again, Stearns 259, 10 homers, 54 ribbies. He can play first and catch. He's been predominantly our starting catcher. Mazzilli the tying run at second. Stearns has to find a base hit here. Richard looking for the strikeout. Punch and Judy Doug Flynn on deck, and odds are we're going to have to let him hit. The big windup and the pitch to John Stearns. And they walk him! Oh, wow! The wheels are churning in that Houston dugout. They walk Stearns to get to the Punch and Judy hitter, Doug Flynn. Flynn not happy with this, though probably a smart move there. And now, okay, so we have Joel Youngblood. Can he play short? He's awful defensively. No. He cannot play short. And we have Leo Foster. Can he play short? Yes. No. Yes, he can. He's a 2. He's not good. Well, we're going to have a horrible up the middle. Horrible up the middle. Let's cancel that. Leo Foster. Now I think we got to go to Henderson. I think we got to go to Henderson here and hope he drives the ball. Flynn's got an 8 hit and run. Odds are he's going to strike out. We could strike him out, throw him out, double play. I think we got to go to Steve Henderson here. So Steve Henderson's going to pinch hit for Doug Flynn. And there will be a lot of moves defensively for the Metropolitans. The fans are revved up. They want Hendu Kendu to jack one out. You can hear them clapping along. They're revved up on 5-cent beer night. Mazzilli at second. He's the tying run. Stearns, the pinch hitter, was intentionally walked. He's at first. He's the go-ahead run. And here's Steve Henderson, the worst 300 hitter I have ever played in any type of sim, whether it's card and anything. Every time I have him on any team, he stinks. But his numbers are pretty good, but he never gets a big hit. Come on, make me eat my words, Mr. Henderson. 307, 2 homers, 20 ribbies for the Metropolitans. Can he drive one out and give the Mets a 4-2 lead? Richard rocks and deals to Henderson. And he strikes out! Shocking! So Henderson right into form. Anytime you need a big hit from him, he freaking Ks or bangs into a double play. And now 2 outs, 2 on. Baldwin obviously will not hit. And we're going to go with Leo Foster. Here comes Leo Foster. Good God, we're going to need an abacus for all the moves we're going to have to make. Leo Foster batting 139 in the replay. No homers, 2 ribbies. In actuality, batted 227, but 282, excuse me, off right-handed pitching. So we're hoping that Foster can get a base hit here. Mazzilli should score on anything hit the center or left. Cruz has an 8 arm. Here's the pitch to Foster. Ground ball to Cabell. Cabell has it. Throws to Watson. And the Mets squander the runners. And J.R. Richard pitches out of the mini jam. And it's a 2-1 lead as we go to the top of the 8th for the Houston Astros. Now, let's do our accounting. Okay. Let's do our accounting. We need a new pitcher. Well, we need a shortstop. The shortstop's going to be Leo Foster. Yes. And now we need... Youngblood will play second. Yes. And we're going to let Youngblood... do I want to keep Stearns in to catch? No, because then the pitcher is going to slide into the Hodges spot. So Youngblood will bat 7th. Oh, that's god-awful. And the pitcher will bat 8th. Our new pitcher is going to be... Blame it on the Bob Apodaca. Who do they have coming up? Lefty, righty, righty. Apodaca. Do we go to Skip Lockwood, our closer, and try to keep it a 1-run deficit and try to sneak a couple of runs across? And that's what we're going to do. We got to try to win. So it's Skip Lockwood. And Lockwood's 9-6 with 20 saves with a 2.39. In actuality, was 4-8 with 20 saves, 3.38. He will face Cruz, Watson, and Ferguson, hoping for a 1-2-3 inning. Julian 10 is at the ballpark. How you doing? Hope all is well. Check out that channel. A lot of fun action PC baseball on that. So Cruz is 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. We're going to move our corners in. He's a 9 bunter. Here's the pitch from Lockwood to Cruz. Foul! Line shot down the right field line. 0-2 count. Lockwood works quickly to Cruz, trying to end it. Ground ball, right side. Johnny Milner has it. Waves off Lockwood, steps on the bag, 1 away. As Cruz will run through the base path. So 1 out. And that brings up the Bull, Bob Watson. He's 0 for 3. The pitch around. Watson sits back nicely on that one. He takes that inside pitch, pulls it to left. That's a single. As Lockwood came inside with the fastball, Watson really snapped that ball. Here's Joe Ferguson. Watson's at first. 87% chance of stealing second. So Lockwood must be god-awful at holding runners on. Throw over. Watson gets back. That's down to 65% now. Ferguson's 0 for 3. Lockwood trying to induce the double play ball. The windup and the pitch. Ferguson. Swing and a miss! Fastball at the knees on the 1-2. Now they're saying he held up, but it was strike 3 anyway. Clinton Parks! How you doing, my friend? No, this is Shea. I know it's his city over there, but it's Shea. See Billy Joel? Billy Joel? Anyhow. Hope all's well, Clinton. 2 outs. Watson at first. 2-1 ball game for the Astros. And here's Art Howe, 1 for 3. Hodges sets the target. The pitch to Art Howe. Ground ball. Randall charges it. Quick release to first. Milner has it. And the side is retired. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 2-1 Astros. So Lockwood does his job. And now we have another defensive chain for the Astros. Roger Metzger comes in at short. He's a 6 range, so he's much better than Sparing. As the wheels continue to spin for both ball clubs. Top of the order for the Mets, trailing by 1. Randall, Beauclair, and Cranepool to face J.R. Richard. 99 pitches, good for 140. 7 innings for J.R. 2 hits, 1 earned run, 4 walks, 6 Ks. Randall's 0 for 3. He awaits the Richard offering. Pitch homeward bound. Ground ball right side. Howe on the outfield grass. Throws to Watson. 1 out. Richard looking to pick up his 21st win. If he does, he'll be 21-1. Well on his way to the Cy Young. Beauclair's 0 for 2. The fans saying, charge, charge. The pitch from Richard to Beauclair. And that's a base hit to left. Beauclair slaps the ball the other way. Outside fastball, just got the bat on it. And he's the tying run at first. Here's Eddie Cranepool. Cranepool 1 for 3. He has 12 homers and 77 ribbies to go with a .323 batting average. He walked, singled, and grounded to second. If Cranepool goes bippity-boppity-boom, the Metropolitans have a 3-2 lead. Ferguson sets the target. Richard. The violent windup and the pitch to Cranepool. Fly ball to Poole. Poole on the run, and he makes the catch. Quickly retreating to first is Beauclair. As Cranepool got slightly under that. Space Ghost, you are correct. Henderson needs to find his swing in the minors. Unfortunately, we can't do that in this game. In out of the ballpark, I would send him to the minors. Well, I don't know if he would have options, though. So it's Johnny Milner now. Milner's 0 for 3. Come on, Johnny Milner. Milner played on the 73 World Series team and then would later play on the 79 Pittsburgh Pirates World Series team. Beauclair the tying run at first. Watson holding him on. Johnny Milner at the plate, the go-ahead run. Richard on the mound. Ferguson behind the plate wearing the tools of ignorance. Mazzilli on deck. Richard rocks in, fires to Milner. The ball gets away from Ferguson and Beauclair races to second. It's a pass ball as it went off the glove of Ferguson. And now the tying run is in scoring position. Johnny Milner with a full count. Can he come through? Come on, Johnny Milner. Come on, Johnny Milner. Richard shakes off Ferguson. Now here's the pitch to Milner. Milner, base hit up the middle. Come on, Beauclair. Come on, Beauclair. God damn it. Beauclair Beauclair's going to be waved around. 95% chance of scoring. Come on, Beauclair. And he scores. It's 2-2. The Go-Go Mets tie it up. Johnny Milner clapping like a maniac at first base, pointing to the dugout. The dugout is erupted. The fans have erupted. And now it's Lee Mazzilli. Mazzilli is 0 for 2. He has struck out. Bunted the ball back to the pitcher and walked. Milner, the go-ahead run. Can the Mets do it here, folks? Push across the go-ahead run. 2-2. Bottom of the 8th. 2 outs. The pitch to Mazzilli. They throw over. Milner dives back. He get a little adventurous there at first. Baseball demos. If Beauclair makes an error, it's an eclair. You are correct. Come on, Lee. Mazzilli asks for time. It's granted. Mazzilli back in the box. Richard nods his head. Ferguson sets the target. Pitch homeward bound. Mazzilli swings, ground ball right side. Howe has it, throws to Watson, and the side is retired. But with 2 outs, Johnny Milner's clutch hit to center scores. Beauclair, and we're knotted at 2. We go to the top of the 9th. This is Go Mets baseball! D. Scott Howard is at the ballpark. How you doing, my friend? Thank you for joining us. Just in time, 2-2 top of the 9th. Closers on the mound in Lockwood. He will face Gardner, Metzger, and Richard. Here's the pitch to Art Gardner, batting .265. No homers, 2 ribbies. Ground ball up the middle. Foster ranging towards the second base brag. We hold our breath. Out number 1. As he throws to Milner, it's going to be an adventure up the middle with Foster, who's a 2 range, and Youngblood, who's a 3 range. Here is Roger Metzger, .218, 1 homer, 25 ribbies. Lockwood deals quickly to Metzger. Popped up, foul territory. Randall going towards the dugout. Randall, will he have room? No, as he reaches in, but it's a foul ball. 0-2 count. Lockwood looking for the K. Arms down to his chest. He sets and deals. Line shot to Leo Foster. Little Leo makes the catch. 2 outs, and here's J.R. Richard. Richard is 1 for 2. He's flown down the right field line. Beauclair robbed him of extra base hits on a fine catch. Had a sacrifice bunt and singled. Richard does have 3 home runs on the year with his .198 batting average and 13 ribbies. Here's a pitch from Lockwood. Oh, and Richard is pulled. Wow, so Richard's day is done. And here's the pinch hitter, Ed Herman, .315, 1 homer, 9 ribbies. He's a left-handed batter, so the wheels are churning. But it's Lockwood time now. Hodges has a quick word. Now back behind the plate. Swats down, sets a target, the pitch to Herman. And that's a shot to center, and it's going to be a double. A 2-out pinch hit double for Herman. And Cesar Cedeno will be the pinch runner, and he's a 10 in running ability. Son of a gun. And here comes that rainy day feeling once again at Shea. Could be another close loss for our Go-Go Metropolitans. And here's Terry Poole. Poole has 3 hits today, and they're hoping he pools his resources. Currently .392, no homers, and 8 ribbies. On deck is Cabell. Here's the pitch around to Poole. And he walks. He doesn't chase. But now we go back to a righty-righty matchup, which is better for us. So it's Enos Cabell. He's knocked in 2. Cabell is 1 for 3. He has a solo shot, a fielder's choice forcing out Poole, a sac fly, and a ground out to second. 2-2 ball game. 2 outs, 2 on. Lockwood on the mound. Cabell at the plate. Hodges wiggles the fingers. Lockwood nods his head. The windup, the pitch to Cabell. Base hit through the right side. Beauclair puts a charge on, and Cedeno will score. And just like that, the Astros take a 3-2 lead off our closer. And here comes Julio Cruz. Cabell's knocked in 3. They'll throw over to first to try to pick off Cabell, he's safe. Son of a gun. Lockwood trying to regroup here. Mets fans, that has just deflated the balloon, that's for sure. Here's the pitch to Cruz. And there's a base hit to left, and there's no air left in the balloon. As another run comes trotting in from third. It's now 4-2. Cabell goes first to third. Here's Bob Watson. They're going to go aggressive to Watson. Hodges really says, we need this out. Here's the pitch. Inside. And he strikes him out, but a little too late. Astros come back with 2 runs in the top of the 9th. It's 4-2. And here comes Ken Forsch. Forsch, 8 wins, 6 losses, 11 saves. 2.49 earned run average. In reality, it was 5-8 with 8 saves, 2.72. If the Astros win, they will take a half-game lead over the Dodgers in this replay. And the Mets, once again, will fail to get to 65 wins. 64 wins is what the Mets actually did. And we still can't get to 65, and we're in August. We've lost a bunch, like 4 games in a row now after we got our 65. So Fuller's out in left. He's a 7-range, 7-arm. So another replacement in left field. And here's Ron Hodges. Hodges is 1 for 3. His one hit was a homer. Youngblood on deck. Force deals to Hodges. And he strikes out. Mets 2 outs away from another loss. Here's Joel Youngblood. Youngblood batting 169. No homers, 5 ribbies. In reality, he batted 253. No homers, 11 ribbies. Come on, Joel. We need a base hit here. He's going to take. Forsch fires it in, and that's a strike. He's going to take again. 1-1 count. Youngblood chokes up on the bat. Right-handed batter's box. Ferguson sets the target. Forsch rocks and deals to Youngblood. Base hit to right! Yeah, Joel! Yeah, baby! Here come the Mets. Lockwood, who imploded and pooped himself on the mound, will not hit. We don't have many pinch hitters left. Oh, God, our choices are not good. Bob Merrick. Bob Merrick's going to pinch hit. He actually batted 286 off right-handed pitching. Here comes Bob Merrick. He's a pitcher, and he will pinch hit. Here's Bobby Merrick, batting 222 in the replay. Let's see if there's some Bob Merrick magic. He will take. Force deals. Ball in the inside corner. Merrick gets the green light. They throw over. Youngblood almost picked off. Watson tried to sneak in behind him. Youngblood got a little brave there. 1 ball, no strikes. And now Merrick will take. He's not swinging away. There's a strike. 1-1 count. Merrick very confident. He awaits the Force offering. Merrick, swing and a miss. So that experiment didn't work. Now we go to Leo Foster. Foster's 0 for 1. This is it for the Mets. He's the tying run. Foster came to the game to play short, and we had all kinds of wild moves back in the middle innings. Nurse Teresa has just entered.
Hello, everyone.
She says hello. The Mets are down to their final out. The pitch to Leo Foster. Ground ball slowly hit to the right side. Boot it, Watson. Boot it. Boot it. Boot it. Boot it. He pitches to Forsch, and that's the ball game. The Mets lose 4-2. 42-2. It doesn't matter. We lost. And they still can't get win number 65. Ouch. And we'll go to the box score. A tough loss for the Mets after they tied it up in the bottom of the 8th. They give up 2. Lockwood takes the loss. They give up 2 in the top of the 9th. 4-2. Richard picks up his 21st win. He's 21-1. And let's bring up the stat package report. Bear with me a moment, as I've set up 2 screens. And why is that? There we go. So the screen will go black just for a moment. Just for a moment. And we go to the stat report. And there it is. Hope everyone enjoyed the game. Another fun, close game with the Go-Go Mets. I'd like to be on the winning side soon. So J.R. Richard went 8 innings. He got the win because the Astros put up 2 in the top of the ninth. He's now 21-1, 8 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, only 1 was earned. It was the home run off Hodges' bat. 4 walks, 6 Ks. Forsch got his 12th save. 1 inning, he gave up 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and he struck out 2. Matlack went 6 2/3, no decision. 7 hits, 2 runs, they were both earned. Gave up a homer, a walk, and struck out 2. Baldwin, my guy who kills right-handed hitters, got the out that we needed with runners at first and third and 2 outs. And Lockwood pitched a fine 8th and imploded in the 9th. 2 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned. Walked 1, struck out 2. He is now 9-7 as he takes the loss. Let's go to the batting. Poole was 3 for 4 with a run scored, a walk, and a K. Cabell, 2 for 4, knocked in 3. I think Richard will be player of the game, but Cabell and Richard should be players of the game, in my opinion. And Cabell also scored a run. He had a homer. Cruz was 2 for 5 with a ribby. Watson 1 for 5 with a strikeout. Ferguson was 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Howe was 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Howard in left was 0 for 2, was replaced by the pinch hitter Gonzalez, who was 0 for 1, and then replaced by Gardner in left, who was 0 for 1, and then Fuller played defense in left, did not hit. Sparing, the shortstop, was 0 for 2 with a run scored and a walk. That's a killer. We should never have walked him. Metzinger came into play defense after, and he was 0 for 1. J.R. Richard was 1 for 2. Herman, the pinch hitter, was 1 for 2. He doubled. Cedeno, the pinch runner, scored in the top of the ninth. Forsch pitch did not hit. He got the save. The Astros, 36 at-bats, 4 runs, 11 hits, 4 ribbies, 2 walks, 4 Ks, a double, and a homer. In their victory, the Astros now take over first place by a half game over the Dodgers. Lenny Randall, a rare 0-fer. He was 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Beauclair was 1 for 3 with a run scored and a walk. Cranepool was 1 for 3 with a walk. Milner tied the game up on his base hit in the 8th, bottom of the 8th, 1 for 4 with a ribby. Mazzilli was 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Hodges had the homer. He was 1 for 4 with a run scored and a ribby. Struck out once. Harrelson was 0 for 2. He struck out. Stearns, the pinch hitter, he walked. And Youngblood came into play second, had his at-bat in the 9th, and he singled. Flynn was 0 for 2 because he stinks. Henderson stinks even worse. He was 0 for 1. He struck out. Lockwood pitched, did not hit. Merrick, we had him come in to pinch hit because we really have no one on the bench. We used them all, and he struck out. Matlack was 0 for 2. He struck out. Baldwin got his right-handed batter out. He pitched, not hit. And Foster was a pinch hitter and stayed into play short. He was 0 for 2. The Mets in a crushing defeat, 32 at-bats, 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 ribbies, 4 walks, 8 Ks. They did have the homer off the bat of Ronnie Hodges. Player of the game. Let's see what the player of the game. I'm going to say it's Richard, but I think it should be Cabell. I'm going to say Cabell and Richard. Even J.R. Richard, and I'm going to also give it to Enos Cabell, dual players of the game. Houston left 9 men on base. New York 7. And let's go to the recap. So Houston scored 1 run on the homer by Cabell in the first. Then the Mets tied it up in the second off a homer by the Ron Hodges bat, 1-1 until the 5th. Once again, Enos Cabell would knock in a run, this time on a sac fly, 2-1 Astros. In the 8th, the Mets would get a run on a Johnny Milner single with 2 outs. Beauclair would score. And it was 2-2. That tie game didn't hold up long, as Skip Lockwood would take the loss. He gives up 2 runs in the top of the 9th. The Astros sent 7 batters to the plate, scored 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 walk. Cabell knocked in his 3rd run. And then Cruz knocked in the 4th run for the Astros. 4-2 victory for Houston over the New York Mets. Richard picks up his 21st win. He's now 21-1. And Skip Lockwood gets the loss out of the pen. He now drops to 9-7. Hope everyone enjoyed that. Till next time, we're going to be streaming all day, but I got to go do some housework now. Till next time we meet in the near future, health and happiness. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless. I love you all. The Mets lose. The Mets lose. The Mets lose. That stinks. But you know what's coming, folks. Peace!